What's your favorite album? 1, 2, 3. A meme that made you laugh and then a book to read. You better pick somebody who can keep you company, 'cause we're stranded out of CDs.
Hello and welcome back to Out at CDs, a podcast where each band member chooses 3 albums, a book, a meme and a musician to take if they were stranded at sea. This is in no way inspired by Desert Island Discs. I have zero idea why you'd think such a thing. Hello, boys.
Hello.
How are we all? This
Really
fine
well, thank you, Nick.
Good. I think.
Yeah, bang
Great.
average.
Who knows anymore?
Yeah.
What's the marker point of how I feel? Who knows?
There needs to be like a gauge. There needs to be like a level, like a Nando's perimeter about like what level you're supposed to be feeling in lockdown. I mean, I know they did that with the kind of COVID thing, but
It was very Nando's inspired, wasn't it? What spice do you go for in Nando's? Just out of interest.
I'm a medium.
Yeah, I'm the same. I wish I could say I was hot, but
I'm medium. I did try a hot though, and I feel like I might give it another go.
It's been a long time. I hadn't had a Nando's in so long and then when they brought out the fake chicken,
Yeah.
Veggie Life, me and Ben absolutely smashed them after it. Was it after
yeah,
a
we did.
one day last year?
It was after a rehearsal. We went and got some beers first. Do you remember we had those
Brewdog.
craft beers in Brewdog, and then went across? That was a good night.
That was a good
That's
night.
the annoying thing because that one's pea protein, isn't it? And for all the listeners, this is another of my allergies.
Good God.
I'm allergic to peas, everyone. Garden peas. Who would have thought?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Garden peas. What a lame thing to be allergic to.
Well, I remember when I went to the doctors and I said, it sounds like a joke. Sounds like a joke. Doctor, I think I'm allergic to garden peas. He literally turned around and went, "Are you sure, or do you just not like them?"
have I told you my story about when I was working in the pub pre-lockdown, and I had to ask people like with their fish and chips whether they wanted garden peas or mushy peas, right? But most people who came into the pub were like Southerners or from London, right? So whenever I was like garden peas or mushy peas, right? If they said mushy, they would go like mushy peas, like kind of
They just imitate you.
It was kind of like they were imitating my accent, and it was kind of like
Low key taking the piss.
And I think I told Mark, and Mark said he was like, "Yeah, but if they don't, it kind of sounds like they're correcting you. Like if I'm like garden peas or mushy peas, and they're like mushy peas."
Very good.
Shall we?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So what was your spice, Mark? We didn't ask you. Sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, embarrassingly, I can't even remember what it's called. It's been so long. But was it lemon and herb? Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Lemon and herb, yeah.
Or mango
Yeah.
and lime. It was.
It could have been. It was
discontinued.
Yeah, it was one of those two. But I have recently tried to up the game as well. I'm trying to increase my tolerance to spice, and so I've gone up to medium.
Wow.
Oh,
Good
really?
luck. Good luck.
Brave soldier.
Join the crew.
And on that spicy note, we come to our
Always
third
good.
band
That's
member.
good.
Thank you. We come to our third band member, Ben, and it's your
Yeah.
Let's see picks.
And the crowd goes wild.
I thought you were being really rude then, Ben, on your phone, and I realised you're looking at your choices. I was like, Ben, we're recording a podcast. Get off your fucking
Just like-
phone.
Scrolling.
First of all, though, so we'll go and go through everyone's guesses. So, Matt,
I'm very aware that I think you're all going to guess one of them. So that's going to be 3 gone. I think you're all going to probably guess an individual one.
I actually did write down a note as well. Oh yeah, I actually think so. This was hard. It was between 2 albums for me, but I think mainly because of the whole like, well, as you said, you want a mix of different vibes rather than being the best albums. I actually think I've gone for Fine Line by Harry Styles.
Ooh.
Ah,
Especially considering you're wearing a Treat People with Kindness.
I'm wearing the
hoodie.
Treat People with Kindness. I don't know. I'm showing the camera. You 3 can see it. Such a comfy hoodie, man. Such a comfy hoodie.
Yeah. Almost as comfy as those Out at Sea ones that you can buy on our merch website, teespring.com.
Nearly.
Pew, pew,
Nearly.
Scream if you want to go. Meow, meow, meow.
Scream if you want to go louder, as Mark said. If you all remember rightly. Throwing it back to an old podcast.
Yeah.
Sweet. Mark, what's your choice?
My choice my guess for Ben's choice is going to be AM Arctic Monkeys.
Very nice.
Good chat.
He's giving nothing away in fairness.
Yeah,
It's because
visually,
what the
he's not
listeners
even-
can't see is my microphone takes up most of my face.
You
So
look,
even
a
if
bit
I
like, you look a bit like Bane currently.
what? Because I'm bald. You're nasty. You are nasty.
A cross between Bane and Gary Neville with his microphone for Sky Sports.
That's not the first time that could ever come. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, Nick, go for it. What's your guess?
My guess is going to be Born to Run, Bruce Springsteen.
That was my second guess.
Ooh.
Well, I'm actually gonna. I can say that Born to Run isn't in there, but until this morning was in there.
Interesting.
What happened? Were you halfway through your 5K and you were listening to it and you were like, I'm not born to run?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your first album choice?
My first one. This is in no particular order.
Okay.
Sound like Davina.
Please do not swear.
You are live on television.
My first one is a record that I know we as a band absolutely love, and it absolutely kind of took me by storm. Women in Music Part 3.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
What a fucking record.
Very
Yeah, I just think that it ticks so many boxes in one record for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel that.
just like awesome vocals. Obviously, I love listening to drums, and she is an incredible drummer.
Yeah, she's
That's
amazing.
cool.
Danielle
Some-
Haim.
Epic guitar parts and epic guitar sounds. I just think it's a really well done record.
I
from, like,
find
start to
this
finish.
as well, like with last year especially, there's a good 4 or 5 albums, I would say, that could contend in my favorite ever albums in terms
Yeah.
of like maybe top 10. Like Women in Music's probably one of them. There's like a couple of others as well from last year. Like it was just such a good year for music.
Yeah.
As shit
Yeah.
as the year was, it was such a good year.
Do you think that's
Yeah.
that's connected? The kind of year it was and the quality of music that was coming out.
I think most of it was recorded prior, though, wasn't it?
Prior, yeah.
probably.
I don't know.
You got a
Especially
lot
this
of like
record.
yeah, you got a lot of like lockdown kind of particular records, but
Yeah, or
I
in the
know-
way that we receive the music. Is that different? Maybe.
I reckon so.
Maybe.
I reckon you've got more time to listen. Obviously, everyone's going on walks and stuff. that you
Yeah,
actually-
Yeah.
Can't remember when Women in Music came out, but I remember I discovered listening to it just as when I'd moved back down to London, and it was like just about to hit summer, and it was just I was like feeling
Yeah.
so like because obviously we had that like summer which was all relatively chilled compared to what it was before and what it is now, and I remember like literally, I mean, it's like so on the nose, but listening to like Summer Girl and stuff and walking down the street and being like, oh, this is fucking class. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like just the whole thing. Like even like Gasoline and even those tracks that I don't know, I just think the whole thing gives off such a kind of happy,
Yeah,
like
they're so cool as well.
vibey, vibe, if you will.
I hope as well. I think for them, I really hope that obviously because that's kind of like been their peak, and it's because it's been so critically acclaimed as well. I hope that they get their opportunity to like headline festivals and stuff. I mean, they definitely should. They 100% should. I feel like Leeds and Reading's like the perfect scene for them.
Yeah.
Reeds
Yeah.
and Leddings.
Leeds and Readings.
Reeds and Leddings sounds like an estate agent's.
Oh god.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
good.
I hope one day we headline Reeds and Leading.
Anyway, moving to the book.
The book that this has actually been quite a hard. This is the hardest one I think I've struggled with because can I say what I was gonna go for?
You've called us all knobs when we've picked our choices. Is that why, Ben?
Yeah,
You've run
Yeah.
out of
So
categories.
I was gonna pick the dictionary, but I thought can't go against that. I'm like a right bell end. So I've gone for Sally Rooney, Normal People.
Whoa.
What a book.
A
What
very,
a
very
book.
good choice.
What a book,
Oh.
man! What a book!
Oh.
I read it last summer. Is that right? Yeah, last summer. Yeah, last
It's in
summer.
like lockdown 1. It was like the end
Yeah.
of lockdown 1 and
Yeah.
stuff when the TV
And I
stuff
just,
came out as
I
well.
just thought it's just incredible. I actually haven't. Maybe this is part of the reason why I've chose the book as well. I only recently watched the TV series. I'm pretty bad at getting around to watching things on TV, and it's one of the first times that a TV or film thing has really kind of lived up to expectation of what I pictured and imagined of those people and that situation. And I just think the book's so well done.
It's so
Yeah.
It's so well done.
That's
and I
such
think- Go on.
I say, is that such a funny thing, isn't it? That expectation, that when you have a favorite book and you see there's a TV adaptation, I always get
Yeah.
quite nervous
mm,
because if it means that much to you as a book, like if it doesn't quite match up, then it can sort of trash your idea of it in a way.
do you know what?
Yeah.
There was a because I read the book in lockdown 1, and I remember literally like as soon as I watched it, it was like pretty. I don't know if it's in the first episode or the second episode. There's a really specific bit when they're at like uni and Connor bumps into her. And she turns around and she's like, I know, classic me, I got pretty at university. And I remember having a moment being like, that is literally exactly how I pictured it in my
Yeah,
head.
man. For me, it was, sorry, this is going to be a bit of a spoiler. If you've not read the book or seen the TV episode, then
Skip.
This is where we put a
Skip.
sound alert in. Spoiler alert.
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Boop, boop, boop. The bit where he walks into her house and like gets her brother up against the wall.
Yeah.
I literally turned to Holly and was like, my heart's racing, oh my God. But I just thought it was so good. But yeah, that's my book. I think it's an incredible piece of work.
How have you got on with conversations with friends?
Which one of us are you talking to?
Ben, you?
Oh yeah, I read it, loved it.
Oh, hang on. No, you were lending it to me, weren't you? It was
Yeah. So how have you gone? Not very well, Mark.
pages.
No.
I'm loving the first 20 pages.
I actually wasn't lending you it. If you remember rightly, I was going to give it you as a birthday present.
Yeah, alongside of Tony's Chocolonely.
Yeah, which we actually had half a bar of. Not that one. I gave you that one for your birthday a while ago. We had some Tony's last night.
Best chocolate? Question mark.
In the world.
Best
In the
chocolate.
world.
Sea salt caramel.
Yeah,
For
absolutely.
sure.
I had actually 3 of us had our absolute world destroyed, though, if you remember rightly, with Tony's Chocolonely when we were in Amsterdam. Matt, Mark, and I were in Amsterdam last
And
year.
for days, weekly Amsterdam story.
We were in Amsterdam and funnily enough got in some deep conversations about chocolate.
Yeah, if there's ever a place to do it. Yeah, and just that got really sad when we realised why it was called Tony's Chocolonely. If you don't know the story, check it out. It's pretty deep.
Yeah.
We leave it
Don't know why
there. We're not divulging the information.
Well, I thought we originally thought it was Tony.
Tony.
Tony's Chocolonely.
Johnny's
So we really-
Chocolonely.
We thought it was Tony's.
Tony's Chocolonely.
Yeah, not the lonely. We got that.
No. And then was it Mark that said
No, Louis. It was Louis, our friend. Of
No,
the
I
band.
think Louis
No, it
knew
was-
but
it-
hadn't said anything. And Mark was saying, "Oh, Tony's Chocolonely," and we were like, "Dude, you're saying it wrong."
Yeah, and
Classic us to bag on Mark when he's actually doing something right.
yeah, and it turns out that it's called Oh, fuck's sake. is
Get in the bin. Oh my god. Oh, you're a joke.
it's called Tony's Chocolonely because he feels like he's the only person in the chocolate industry that is against slavery and child slavery, because apparently there's a lot that's rife in the chocolate industry.
Yeah.
Okay, we did it.
Find some new heroes, Charlie Bucket.
So, second album, Ben.
Second album is gonna be. I'm trying to think which one I should do next. I'm gonna do "Damn" by Kendrick.
Oh,
That's a bit.
Yeah, man.
I was not expecting that. Actually.
no, I wasn't either.
Oh, what a record! And
Big
here's my thought
album.
behind it. Massive album. I'm not just gonna want to chill out for the whole time I'm on this desert island
Yeah,
Oh.
for sure.
or raft. There's gonna be some times where I need to have a bit of a get up and go, and it's a pretty good album to get up and go.
For sure.
It's yeah, it's good. Mark's got a little smirk on his face.
No, it's. I agree. It's a great album.
Do you know what?
Um,
To be fair to you, what I think you've done that I like was kind of contemplating doing is I think it's kind of hard with stuff that's come out recently to like give yourself a kind of room to be like, oh, that is like not just something I've listened to in the last couple of years. It is something that like I'm going to really be long-term into, and it's quite hard.
Yeah,
isn't it?
man.
Like with the Heim record and
Yeah. Because
what
I
have
remember.
you go like, do I just love this now, or do I just love this because of I was this age when it came out, whatever?
They say, don't they, as well? I mean, I know I was saying this to you, Matt, the other day, about how a lot of the music that you kind of listen to in your like mid to late teens into your 20s is always going to be the music that like sticks with you. But it's obviously when you're in that like phase and when you're in that kind of time period, you always feel that like you're just being quite, I don't know, like fickle about like what your favorite record is.
Yeah,
Like it
sure.
keeps changing all the time. And in actual fact, it's just because you're so aware to music, and also music's fucking great. So
Yeah,
I think Damn to Pimp a Butterfly into Damn for me is like two of the best consecutive records. Like it's so like there's so much depth to it.
and I think you said this maybe about what album did you say about last week, Mark?
was it Blonde?
Oh yeah, Blonde. That it kind of opened that path and that gateway for you.
Sure,
and
yeah,
Damn definitely did that for me.
Yeah.
I would say he's like one of the greatest. You know, when people talk about goats, like I would say he's probably like, in terms of rap hip hop, he's probably the best.
Don't get me started on goats. That Taylor Swift video.
Oh,
And Matt has ruined my meme.
Oh,
I'm joking. You've not, man. You've not.
You're joking.
You're joking.
Yeah, I think going back to the record, it was like one of the first times as well that I'd listened to anything like that, and not only been like, oh, this is really cool, but like it's got depth and heart, which is something I kind of got myself behind.
So onto the meme, if it's not already been ruined.
No, it's not. It's not. This meme actually came to me. I think it came to all of us. Came into my life. Came into my life quite recently by our friend Patrick.
Second mention, by the way.
Second mention. Do you know what I mean? He's gonna have to stop paying us. And it's the meme of Nigel Lawson saying microwave wrong. It is hilarious.
That is 100% a joke. There's no way.
Yeah.
It must be.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be. I think she came. I think
Genius.
she came out and said like it's just it's a joke between her family or something. I think that happened. But even so, like I just
so
like
funny, man.
I like the idea
so
that that's
much.
how she says it, and like
I would honestly say now, though, that has overtaken my usage of microwave. Every time
sure,
I use microwave, it's the microwave.
microwave.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Did anyone else have a moment where they were like, for a second, I'm talking for like a millisecond, Patrick sent that through, and in my head, for a split second, I was like, well, she's a professional. I'm not. Have I been saying it wrong?
yeah.
It's like, that's her job, so...
I'm aiming for quite a solid mash at this stage, but I still need a bit of milk, full fat, which I've warmed in the microwave.
Give us your last album, Ben.
My last album is Mark Got It Right, AM,
Yeah.
by the Arctic Monkeys.
What 1-1?
1-1.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it needs that much explanation as to why I'm taking it. I think it's one of the best albums out there.
Yeah.
I just think as a record, as a whole record, it's just got such a great
so
vibe. I mean, I think one of our friends, I can't remember who, was like, "Oh, it just sounds like they got just this one guitar sound, and like everything sounds like it was made on this one guitar." And I'm like, if you can do a record that's that good, and like from one guitar, cool. You're a god. You're
There's
a god.
consistency all the way through it.
Me and Nick
Like-
were having this chat the other day, weren't we, about how like with their albums, obviously like probably collectively one of our favorite bands ever is like I think AM is my favorite of their albums, and it's hard. We were saying it's
for
really
sure.
me and Nick were saying it's really hard to compare that to like whatever people say I am. That's what I'm not, because that is such a like a breakout record that was so like totally changed the game. But then for them to do that, and then years and years later, kind of after they kind of a little bit, I guess, with Humbug, like kind of and so it's
Don't disrespect Humbug's
No.
name.
Yeah, man, you back
Oh,
off, Humbug.
This is our war zone,
Yeah.
isn't it?
But no, but they had I guess they had gone away a little bit from mainstream then. It was
Yeah,
literally
for
like,
sure.
yeah.
oh, here we are, 2013, and they do this album that is also not only like really original, it's like, oh, and we've got Massive again doing something totally different from the first two
Yeah.
albums.
Yeah,
I
they
think
changed the
that's-
game the first time, and then
That's what
they
I love
changed the
about
game
it.
again.
So bold. That album is so bold. Oh, I love it.
Part of the album and part of the reason I think it sticks with me so much is because that album and kind of that time in my life was such a big change.
Yeah.
Like that, I think we all have people that in music we look up to and kind of go, wow, they are the shit.
Yeah.
And I think it's happened for Nick at the same time as well.
Yeah,
we
definitely.
our whole like world was kind of shook by this album because it was the first time that like we were of that age where you're making your own music choices now. Like I wasn't having to listen to anything that anyone else wanted to listen to. And just as that happened, this record came out, and that rebirth of turning into this like ultimate god happened.
Yeah.
I
So I
think that's
remember,
the thing
like-
as well. Like I think it's the first person for me where I was like, I want to be that person.
Yeah,
Or, like,
well, I was just
that
about
kind
to
of-
say,
it
like,
was that branch into like almost like fashion as well. Like he became kind of like, it was the image. It was a whole
yeah,
image.
man, like
It's a bit
I
Bowie
very
like, isn't it?
Yeah, for
strongly
sure.
remember going and getting my first
Yeah.
pair of Chelsea boots and leather jacket from Top Man, and like that being all I would wear. I mean, even now,
Yeah.
all I wear is a heeled Chelsea boot. But
What do you guys think about the infamous speech at the Brits?
oh man, I
Love it.
think once again, like you said, Mark, it was that thing of it was all that whole persona was something that he built, and like
yeah. I
Bowie had when he had personas and stuff, like that was just a persona for a record, and I think it just worked.
I feel like
Yeah.
I've spent most of the last 6 years or so single-handedly defending that speech. Is like, I think it's so funny and so clever. And I think when people are like, oh, he's turned into like a cocky, arrogant, whatever, like I don't buy it at all. He's such an eloquent,
And I also
nice
think
person in
if people are
music.
saying that, like, you need to watch early videos of Arctic
Yeah.
Monkeys where Alex Turner's telling the crowd they'll knock him the fuck out. Like,
And then also watch like the later ones, like when he goes into like Last Shadow Puppets. I went to watch them in Manchester. The guy falls asleep on the microphone singing a Smith song in the first song. Like,
that rock and roll.
It keeps coming back. If
Is
if
it
you
the
got up and was just
cyclical
like,
nature?
if you just got up and was like, "Thanks very much, guys. We loved making the album. Bye." Everyone would be like, "What a tool!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
Invoice me for the mic." I
Don't
dropped
do
this,
it,
but it's
Ben.
not
Don't drop
mine.
it.
Yeah,
Not
Don't
yours.
do it,
mine. It's on loan.
Talking about Turner then, and this, I mean, I could be completely wrong. What's the musician that you're taking?
You are wrong. You are
Right.
wrong. Although it was in contention between these two people, I think you could all probably guess who I'm going to go with.
Harry.
Harry.
Damn right.
Yeah, boy.
And my reasoning over taking him to Turner is one, he's our age.
Sounds like a really arty music album.
Yeah.
Taking him to Turner. Yeah, he's our age, so I feel like if I'm honest, Alex Turner would get sick of me very quickly. I don't know. I think he'd probably just be a bit like.
I love the idea that we're all getting to choose our heroes to be stuck on an island with. And from their perspective, they've just woken up and they're being told, "You're now on an island with this random person from
With this random fan.
Ben, imagine trying to play it cool when you've got to treat people with kindness hoodie on.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
What's your name, mate? Harry.
Don't know you, man.
I feel like he's just the type of guy as well that would actually probably enjoy being stranded at sea.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's my thoughts. Like he seems like he'd probably just know what to do. And also, my other thought is, if we're not liking it, I don't think that the world is going to let Harry Styles be stranded anywhere for that long. I think
That's
we
an
could
interesting
probably just be like,
That is
we've got
true.
about 4 days to chill out here
Wow.
before we get picked up by someone, probably. So let's just hang
So
out.
basically, Harry Styles is just your escape plan.
That's it.
If you couldn't take Harry Styles and you had to take a member of Out at Sea, but you had to split them in three, this is called Head, Torso, Legs.
Head, torso, legs.
I love that as a thing now.
Yeah, what third of the Out at Sea boys would you take?
I actually completely forgot that this was a thing until I listened to one of the episodes back. Oh God, what would I take? I'm going to start at the legs, and I'm going to go for the legs of Matthew Cannell.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh, but that does mean I've got the torso of someone that either of those two that are riddled with
Looks like I'm stuck with you two losers.
I just don't want to be allergic to anything. They're both riddled with allergies. Can I
know.
take someone else's torso but not the allergies? Is that a thing?
I don't know. Where do the
All
allergies
right.
sit?
Yeah, that's
Damn.
Maybe it's all in the mind.
Well, tell yourself, man. Get over it then.
I can categorically tell you.
Yeah.
It's,
I'm not allergic to anything. So.
I missed out on celebrating England beating Sweden and Pride on the same day in London because of your allergies. So don't come for me, Mark.
Oh yeah, that's very true. Very true. So I'll take Matt's legs. Also, just to give that some context, Matt's a very, very good runner.
Yeah.
And I've been quite
Yeah.
lazy at running recently, and it's a quick way to get good at running again. Just steal his
someone's
legs.
legs.
Steal his legs. Do you know what I mean? I would take Mark's body, just because he's got his arms in there, and Mark's really good at guitar. That means I'm really good at guitar then. And I'd take Nick's head for
Fucking hell.
one, look at those locks.
Yeah.
Two, probably one of the most musical brains I've ever met. And three,
oh.
what a face.
That's it.
Oh, wow.
That's
So
three out of three.
Nick's
isn't
got the royal flush of head.
it? Yeah. That sounds like
What a
an SDI.
lockdown. What a lockdown.
Not this again.
Oh god.
Okay. So to conclude then, just to summarize, name your three albums just for the listeners' recap.
Women in Music Part 3, Damn, and AM.
And your book?
Normal People by Sally Rooney.
Your meme?
Microwave by Nella Jella Lawson.
And your musician?
Harry Styles by his mum.
Why was that like Mastermind?
And
I'm
on your
failing
specialist
that.
round?
Failing that, it would be Matt's legs, Mark's body, Nick's head, in that order.
Bish bash bosh. Bing bang bong, sing sang song, ding dang dong.
No.
UK high.
Thanks everyone.
Bye.
Quit playing all these games.
Thanks for tuning in to the 3rd episode of our Out at CDs podcast, and check back next week for the final episode. But for now, head over to Spotify or Apple Music where you can find all our music. Please give it a listen and give us a follow. We'd really appreciate it. We'll put the links to both of those and all our socials in the bio below. But most importantly, stay safe and look after each other. Much love, the Out at Sea Boys.